Alright, so I am back with Vegeta Ultra Instinct's previous suggestion from a couple of videos ago. I did change it up a bit. I'm going to go over the changes really quick, and then we'll actually get into the same fights just to keep bookend. So I got rid of Videl in favor of Vados. I got rid of Hit in favor of Focus Flash Vegeta. And I got rid of Few in favor of MZ Goku. And here's why I got rid of Videl. Because, yes, while the speed is important and the defense debuff to the opponent is also important, it ain't gonna matter all too much when you have obnoxiously hard-hitting figures, such as Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Focus Flash Vegeta. Now, obviously, I plan on keeping MZ Goku on the field as long as I possibly can, just so I can keep getting all this defense to everybody, while also providing a barricade, so to speak, for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And same thing with Focus Flash Vegeta. If I need a hard barricade, that's what Vados is for. And Vados isn't crucial to this because it's going to make farming and stacking up defense, that much easier on both MZ Goku and EX21 Gogeta. I also wanted to put in, just really good figures that I didn't have to worry about continuously building up their stats with too much. I do have a plan in the future to actually do, it's probably going to be an SEC deck when I do it. It's going to contain MZ Goku, Ranger 17, and Vados. Just want to see how beefy I can get everyone and how long it takes for the opponent to actually kill one of the figures. Because that sounds really fun to me, just to see how I can get their defense and how much damage I can mitigate altogether with them. Now I could probably use Whis, but I honestly think MZ Goku and Ranger 17 are just far better figures. Even then, Whis isn't terrible, I just think he's kind of outclassed and a little underwhelming now. I've rambled on long enough, let's get into the fights here. Now, Few was actually one I was considering keeping on, because when you look at the way that Vegeta Ultra Instinct had him set up, that was actually really good. See, my thing is, though, I wanted to hit even harder, so that's why I opted out for Focus Flash Vegeta instead. And plus, Few, his speed's gonna get halved anyway. And the other benefit to using Vegeta instead is he gets plus 30% to his own damage dealt. He ignores 10% damage taken to him, so say, for example, you put him behind Vados, and MZ Goku's on the field too, and they have like a Kid Buu or something, or even a Blue Vegito like in this battle, for example, it's going to help mitigate a lot of that damage. And running this deck, your focus should be to get rid of opponent figures that can also attack behind them. Behind your front, rather. Because if you have to worry about that, it's probably not going to be all that safe to put out Focus Flash Vegeta. And even I just realized I tried going second, but I was expecting to go first this turn anyhow. Theoretically, this deck might even work better as an SEC team. But that kind of shoots itself in the foot with the speed it's also going to be continuously getting. And that's another thing I wanted to keep in mind was the speed factor. Because once this deck gets going, it's very easy to stay on top of your opponent. What's also really nice about still having the Gogeta in the deck is not only is he going to be continuously getting stronger, he's getting that added benefit on even turns of getting more attack and even more speed. He's an obnoxiously really strong figure. And unfortunately, yes, I did get hit by the Blue Vegito, but it's fine, I still took him out anyway. Now I don't have to worry about that. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about here. So if I wanted to, just to screw with the opponent, I could put out, Focus Flash Vegeta, and just stick him behind Gogeta. That's another thing you can do with this deck. And if you really need to protect the middle, that's what NZ Goku's for. Thankfully, I have a bit more speed already. Now, as you're going to see as the game progresses, I'm going to outspeed like crazy now. Theoretically, anyway. And I just realized I probably should have taken out Gogeta and put Focus Flash Vegeta on the field, because Whis is going to make this fairly take even longer. And I'd rather gonna move on to the other fight. But I think you can already see how, decent the changes are. The team is still very healthy, my master's still very healthy, and the team still has a lot of damage and synergy to it. You could put the quickest and the hardest hitting figures on the team, and it's probably not going to go all too well in most games. You need some survivability, I think. Because I'm looking at this game as like a team game, if you will. Like, you need a group of units that are all going to benefit well enough from each other. Just so you can not only survive, but also do considerable amounts of damage. And then there's figures that they threw in and said, screw that, and just made them broken. And these are those figures. I would say all 5 of these figures are within the top, ranked figures in the game. I really want to keep Gogeta on, so I'm going to deal with not having Rados on the field for this turn. And plus, it's just Whis. I'm also still in a really good position to outspeed. Now, keep in mind I'm saying that as far as AI. And unfortunately, yeah, I did get outspat here, but still. Whis ain't gonna be able to kill Gogeta, he's just not. All that added defense and Goku's been giving him? Yeah, no. And that's what I'm talking about when I say you don't necessarily need Videl, it just really helps. And then Vegeta's gonna come in also at the end of this turn and completely annihilate Whis. The great thing about him is he ignores damage mitigation. Instant example, Vados. What he does not ignore is defense, and even then, you're not usually gonna find figures in the game with that high HP and that high defense. That's usually why Vados is considered to be the best among his figures as far as defense. Same with NZ Goku, because not only does he have a really great supporting skill, he's got a really high amount of HP, especially if you dupe them on to HP like I have on this one. But look at that, that is really good. He's already over 2.5k, and he's barely under like half his own HP. And look, we're at endgame. I still have basically half my master HP, and now Trunks is about to finish the game. I could have gotten shafted on the speed counter, and I still would have outsped. I hope this at least gives you somewhat of an idea, or, some ideas on building a few of your decks. Vegeta Ultra Instinct. I'm still looking for ideas myself, and it was actually thanks to your help I was able to come up with an idea like this one, so thank you very much for that. We both learned a pretty damn decent deck. I may end up, slapping this on one of my main decks just for the heck of it. Let's see, where's Super Broly at? There we go. I keep forgetting it's Broly Super Saiyan full power. You know, one video I do plan on doing soon-ish is actually going over, like, how I did all my custom partners. Because I have made a few changes. Not a whole lot, just, you know, here and there. Since I've done some of those solo videos with a good, you know, portion of them. Just for the heck of it. And then maybe some viewers could, you know, comment how they built their characters below. I always enjoy that sort of thing. And because I think Beerus is going to screw me over, and because it's generally a slower deck, I'm actually not going to do Vados. Okay, I was worried about whether or not the AI would troll me, because sometimes what it likes to do is it likes putting Beerus right behind Whis. And it's really annoying when it does that. Plus, I just want to get rid of this Whis. He's going to be in the way the whole time. You know, one other thing I'm just realizing that's pretty nice about this is this deck is also a decent answer to Broly full power Super Saiyan, because, you know, say that's on the field and it's a turn 3, you can have either Vados stick her neck out, or you can have a Goku stick his neck out, and you're still gonna outspeed easily. You don't have to worry about losing a bunch of figures in the front, so to speak. Right there's another reason why I made the changes that I did with this deck, is just different options across the board. Because with the initial deck that you suggested, you had Hit go in the upper right, you had Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who also goes in the upper right, and you also had Videl, who went up in the upper right. Well, that's certainly an option. I think this is a slightly better one. That's just me, though. And I'm not saying that this deck is better than the one that you suggested. I'm just saying this is how I would run it. So, just to be safe, what I'm going to do is put out Vados and get, you know, it's turn 2. It's actually still safe. Get that as Goku, protect Gogeta. Alright, so Vados is going to be hit pretty freaking hard here. That's not good. I'm honestly pretty happy how this deck turned out. I'm seriously thinking about just adding it onto one of my main decks. I'm probably gonna get rid of one of the ones I don't really use too often. This will probably be my other speed deck. I only have like, actually no, I would have 3 speed decks. I'm more of a second deck kind of guy. They just tend to do more. They tend to get not only a lot more defense, but a lot more attack as well. That's why you see so many of them online. Okay, good. And as Goku didn't get frozen. That would have seriously sucked. But I kind of need him out front anyway. And I would rather not risk losing, Trunks. I'm gonna need him. Then again, I also kind of really need the defense, so what I'm gonna do this turn is, I know this is crazy, but I'm gonna put out Gogeta here. Yeah, this may not have been the greatest good choice here. Because I don't even think NSZ Goku, while he has okay attack, he's gonna need a counter attack to get rid of that Broly. Then again, I might be able to just finish off the Master with a counter as well, so we'll see what happens. That did more than I thought I was going to. I completely forgot about the 80 attack up A and the 80M up A. And notice how in this fight, yes, I did lose Vados, but I mean, come on, it's freaking Broly, and he was protected by the SR version, the one that's not as good. And I killed the Master anyway, and look at the team, they're still very healthy. That's pretty much going to do it for the slight change-up, though. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope not just you, but other viewers can get a few other ideas to, you know, for their in-game decks. And I'm going to get to work on getting that as one of my main ones now, because I don't have the figures for it. I got to make some changes here and there. I actually had to take some already existing ones and put the scales on them. But anyway, I'll stop talking. I thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great evening, and see you next time. Peace.